Hello and welcome. I am going to make an attempt today at this mad case called Cart Wars by this mad gentleman called Juan Jose Cifuentes. Not my first time doing it, but first attempt took, well, I started and then I stopped at some point because I realized I would need to build a lambda for it. Took about an hour to build the lambda and then took about 2 hours to solve the case and still got everything finished but didn't get everything right. That would not make great television. So I'm going to try another attempt and see if I can do a slightly more clean run. I guess the small programming note, I am putting out a lot of videos at the moment, including some like the Brazil quarterfinal from a couple of days ago and this one that are going to be, borderline feature film length. I think that YouTube does not approve of it when I publish too many videos because certainly my viewing numbers go down, or maybe just everybody gets tired. So the programming note is just to say, I'm putting out loads of videos because I'm going to be doing loads of stuff for the next while. I was a little quiet over the summer, and lots of new stuff came out, and I haven't had a chance to play a lot of it or to make videos of a lot of it yet. So I'm kind of in catch-up mode. I'm embracing the golden age. I'm going to be playing all these things anyway, so I figured I'm just going to put out videos. But if it's more than you can keep up with, that's totally fine. Don't worry about it. All right, let's dive on in. The lore in this case is hilarious, so I normally skip that, but I am going to. Finally, after years of saving and planning, you're all set to open your food cart business selling your grandma's famous dated dumplings. You've also managed to find a promising new partner, a smooth-talking fellow named Harry, who claims to have learned a lot during his time running a food business on Bermuda Island. Sounds exotic. He sure seems like a reliable guy. Uh, the odds that anybody watching what's surely going to be a more than 1 hour video on my channel doesn't know this are probably slim enough, but this and several other things later, as far as I remember, are references to a classic case, the kind of original maze case from MEWC called Bear Island by Harry Siders. Anyway, in this case, you'll be calculating the revenue generated by food carts placed on a city broken down into sectors, cells based on sector travel time, wealth, and interaction with other carts. All the information required is provided in each level's instructions. Read carefully, the formulas have some nuances. And then these all get defined later, so we'll just leave them. So just to show you, we've got this map. So we've got like I guess a river and a lake and a highway and then other stuff. So this is the TT, the travel time. So like it takes 4 units of time to travel through here, 2 to travel through here, 1 to travel on the highway, and you can't travel on the axis. And then there's also a map of wealth by neighborhoods, which obviously there's no wealth on the highway or in the river because people don't live there. All right, so bonuses later. Let's get started. Food carts 101, revenue for dummies. So you take the travel time and then the wealth. That sort of makes sense. Okay. Carts revenue from a specific sector depends on that sector's wealth and its travel time to the cart. The formula to calculate cart revenue is W times square root of 1 over TT. Calculate the cart revenue given the sectors W and TT rounded to the nearest integer. So we're going to say round W times W divided by square root of this to 0. Good. There's no feedback here, but I'll check my answers at the end, I guess. Okay. Food carts 201. So you want to build an empire. You need a what? And then what? Inverse sum? What is this? An Excel puzzle game? Okay. When dealing with multiple carts, each sector gets a total generated revenue. According to the formula, total generated revenue is wealth times the square root of the sum of 1 over the travel time, summing over every existing cart. Okay. Then each cart gets a percent of that revenue using the formula cart revenue is total generated revenue times 1 over the travel time divided by the sum of 1 over the travel time, summing over every available cart. Okay. Each sector is calculated independently, then all sectors are added up for each cart to get the total cart revenue, TCR. You have a number of sectors with their W separated by semicolon. Then you have a number of carts separated by pipe with their travel time to each of the sectors separated by semicolon. Okay, so let's just do some splitting here. So first of all, text split this with a column delimiter of semicolon and a row delimiter of pipe. Okay, so this is 8 and 39 are both cart 1, cart 2, and this is, what do they call them? Regions, neighborhoods, cells, whatever, area 1, area 2. And then this, I'm going to split like that, and this is the wealth for area 1 and for area 2. Okay, so for one area, we're going to get the total generated revenue, which is the wealth, times the square root of the sum of the inverses of the TTs. So TGR is going to be this times the square root of the sum of 1 over that. And then cart 1 and cart 2 will share that in proportion to the inverse of their travel time. So it's going to be this divided by this. No, sorry. Yes, divided by that. Divided by sum of 1 over this. And that splits it so that this one gets, of the 19.45, cart 1 is much closer, so it gets most of it. Cart 2 is further away, so it gets less of it. And same idea here. So let's see, what is the question? Calculate the TCR for the first cart. So the TCR for the first cart should be 27.64. Let's see. So the first sector has a TGR of 19.45, yes. All right, let's just show one last decimal place to match this. 19.4. Cart 1 has a much lower travel time, so cart revenue of 16.1, yes. Second sector has 56.7, yes. Okay, so now we have the idea. Now we have to smash this all into a formula because there's going to be a lot more of this to come. So, how are we going to do this? Let W be text split of this by semicolon times 1. Let TT be text split of this by semicolon and pipe times 1. Then let TGR just say 1 for a second. What are you complaining about? This comma? No. What are you complaining about? Oh, missing a comma. Yes. Okay. So then the total generated revenue can be is going to be W times bicol TT, bicol 1 over TT, I guess, sum and the square root. So then let's get TGR, and that's good. And then cart revenue will be it's going to be TGR divided by TT times bicol 1 over TT sum, I think. Sorry, and then return cart revenue. Nope, that's not right. Oh, sorry, divided by that. That seems to match. Good, hooray. Okay, so that's our cart revenue. So then for this one, we want sum of take CR first row. And then we want to round it, right? Round to the nearest integer, do not round interim steps. Okay, so we're going to round that to 0. And then we can clear out all, well, I'll just leave all that stuff there, that's fine. Yeah. All right. Okay, so cart revenue voodoo, nailed it. Time to break the city down into 1s and 0s. Well, mostly the map has some 5s and X's. And no 0s? Where's that damn manual again? Okay. Now we'll be using a full city map. The sheet TT map shows the time to travel to enter each sector. When traveling through the map, customers will always choose the fastest possible route. There is also impassable terrain denoted by an X. You can only move vertically or horizontally, not diagonally. Do not include the starting sector in the calculation, but add 1 to your final result to account for parking. Calculate the travel time from each of the given sectors to a cart in C6. So this is where I eventually paused to go off and write a lambda, but now I've got that lambda, so we're going to go with that. So we'll go with maze variable cost to grid. And we're interested in a cart in C6, yes. So we'll say C6. Our directions, this is just going to be, I've got my Will this work? Yes. Got my arrow offset code, so this is left, right, up, down in my view of the world, where each location is encoded by 1,000,000 times the row plus the column. So subtracting 1,000,000 moves up a row, adding 1,000,000 moves down a row, subtracting 1 moves left, adding 1 moves right. So those are my 4 directions. Then the map actual, I'm just going to say MP. I haven't named it yet, but I should have. So I'll do that in a second. The map cost is the same in this case, and of course it's going to say name error because I haven't named it, but then we name it. And there we go. So starting from C6, and it considers the cost of C6 to be 0, which we'll have to calibrate, but that's the way I have it set up. So then 3 squares to get to there, then another, sorry, cost of 3 to get there, and then another 3 there, and another 4 there gets you to 10. But if you went from the 10 across to the 2, that would be 11, but there's a more efficient path, which is whatever, I guess, this. So you add 3, then 2, then 2, then 2. But in every case, this is just finding the shortest path. Let's just... So you can see everything kind of starts from here. This is the furthest away place because you have to go around and in there. Yeah, anyway, that's the idea. But that's not quite the right answer, so let's just take a look. 011, the answer should be 28. So let's see, 011 is here. That is sorry, column 13 and row 9. Where are we going? Count 13 and 9. Okay, so that is saying 25. It should be saying 28, and that is because of something about the start and end. So from sector 011, we move right once and take the highway. We'll follow it to C7. So 011. Right once to take the highway, yes. Then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. Didn't say 22. Anyway, whatever, fine. And then you arrive there, plus 5. Okay, so the difference is that it is, I'm including 0 cost for that. And I think I can fix that actually by saying, no. So let's do plus add to ref of C6 on MP. Okay, and that makes all these errors because those were returning empty quotes, but that's fine. So now my 011 here, and sorry, I also need to add 1. Okay. So I think that's then good. Let's just quickly check 011. Giving 28. That is the one for 011, right? 13? No, that's 14. That's 31. All right, yeah, I remember now. So I don't think I count the sector that I start in. Okay, so then I need to subtract MP. So then if I start in C6, there's no movement cost, but there's 1 parking cost. If I, sorry, wait, if I start in C7, there's a cost of 5 to enter there, and then a cost of 1. Yeah, okay. I'm not 100% sure I'm doing this right, but I feel like it's more likely now. Here we are. Okay, so that one is now 28. I will just check the answers when I do this one. Sorry, let's keep that. So then I want, let's just put C6 here and mark as input. And then we'll point that to that, and we'll point that to that. And we will save lambda as. And V, I don't know why it's called V, but okay, fine. Rename to add. So step C is MP. No, I don't want that. Exclude. Then I just want this. That's fine. Okay, and then I'm going to call it travel time from address. Okay. So now, I should be able to say first let me just put this here, travel time from address of C6. Gives me all of that. And actually, hang on, let's edit lambda. Let's make it wrap it all in an if error. Just to make it not quite so hideously ugly. No, sorry, I didn't mean to save lambda as, I just meant to save lambda. There we go. Okay, so now what I want is add to ref of this address on this target, but based on the locations in the map. That gives me 11, and if I do it here, oops, oh, sorry, yeah, gotta lock this. That gives me 28, which is good. So now I should be able to change this to be all of these, and then, because I like to be single cell, and there's no reason to leave this floating out here, I should also be able to bring this in here. Now that just calculates once for the whole level, and that makes me happy. All right, so we're going pretty slow so far, but I think with a setup that will allow us to go faster later. Okay, every journey starts with one step. All right, time to plan your first cart. Let the money roll in. Harry, are you spraying the cart with bear repellent? The sheet W map shows the wealth of each sector. Combine it with the TT to find the TGR from each one. Don't forget parking time. The cart's own sector has a TT of 1. You have a single cart for the entire city, so CR equals TGR for each sector. Okay, so the TGR, if I were to refresh my memory briefly, is the wealth times the square root of, no, sorry, just one cart. The wealth times the square root divided by the square root of the travel time. Okay, so, where's 2? So, I want TT from add of that. I want W divided by square root of that. Ooh, we didn't like that. What? Didn't I call it W? Thought I called it W. No, I never named it. Okay, well now I've named it. Okay. And then if error 0 and sum. Does that work? It's a yes. Round to the nearest integer. So round 0. Okay. Do I get to introduce myself as Commodore now? People can't get enough of your food. Time for a second card. Harry has already scouted some locations. Now it's your job to see which ones make the most money. Given the current location of your first card and 4 alternatives to place your second card, calculate the highest possible combined TCR, round it to the nearest integer. So it says TCR, but that's just going to be the TGR, total generated revenue. Okay, so so let TT first card will be TT from add of this. Then we're going to bycall text split of this by semicolon. And what are we going to do? We're going to say lambda call. So for each one of these, we're going to say let TT be hstack, the first TT with, oh, sorry. This needs to be called for me to be able to stack them together. So hstack TT first with call of TT from add of column, which is the address. So that's the TTs. Then the wealth we've already got. So then just going to pause here and go back to my wealth formula again for a second. Sorry, to my TGR formula. So total generated revenue is W times the square root of the sums of the inverses of the travel times. Okay, so let's come here. So now I've got 2 vertical arrays, which are the travel times. So then I want W times sum of, no, W times by row and sorry, not W, to call W, times by row TT, actually by row 1 over TT sum. And it's going to be times the square root of that. Too few arguments for which function? Oh, right. Have I? Hold on. TT first is there. That's the name value. And that's it. I don't want another argument. Ah, sorry. This let is insufficient. Got it. So that's no. Ah, okay. Sorry, I'm missing a closing bracket there. Just move it over here for a minute. So these are the 4 different values that you could get. And I think I just want to say sum of if error, that's 0. And these are my 4 different things that I could get now, and hopefully one of those looks a lot like 13912. Yes. Okay, so let's just break this down a little bit. So we get our first travel time, and let's just say that's 1, 2, 3. Then we get 4 columns of other travel time. So I don't know, 2, 4, 6, and 3, 5, 7, and so on. Just call that TT1, TT2, just to explain what's going on here. So we're going to stack this one next to this one, and then we're going to stack this one next to this one. So basically for each combination of cart 1 plus 1 of the other carts, we're going to stack the 2 together, take their inverses, and then take the by row sum. So in other words, for each row of each one of these is the travel time to one cell. So for one cell, we'll figure out the sum of the inverses of the travel times from both active carts, multiply that by the wealth, and then zero that out for places where it's an error, and then sum it up. And then we just want the max of those, which is that. Ooh, sorry, no, max has to be outside the bicol. And there we go. And then we want to round all of that to 0. Now, at this point, I feel like I should probably lambdafy some of this to make it a little easier to keep working with later, but let's have a think. Yeah, so yes. So I want to have, let's just do text split of this by semicolon. Let's move this out somewhere I have more space. And then let's do TT from add of that. Oh, sorry, yeah, 2 column. TT from out of that and TT from out of that. And then I'm just going to copy, value paste all that, mark it as one big input. And then what am I doing with that? I am doing this. Yeah, so this part. So say sum if error 2 call W times square root by row 1 over this. And then I can just name this TT. And then I can paste lambda statement. TT exclude that. Don't need to do that. Boom. Okay. So then this is the total generated revenue, right? And actually, maybe I don't want the sum and the if error. Maybe I want it to give me the column of stuff. So this is all of those. Maybe I do want the if error, but not the sum. So for a given block of travel times to multiple carts, this gives me the total generated revenue. So I'm going to save that lambda as TGR from TT grid. Okay, clean that up, and then let's come back over here and make this a little more sensible. So here we can say sum of TGR from TT grid of TT. Oops. Okay, that didn't change anything, right? Good. No, it didn't. Okay. So now, the bitter taste of betrayal, disaster, calamity, ruination, that two-faced bastard. Harry has made off with your market analysis and set up his own cart brand in all 4 expansion locations. He even started a rumor about you stealing back the food after selling it. That's another Bear Island reference if you don't know. This does not bode well. You're going to have to move to a more profitable location if you don't want to get pushed out of the market. There are now 4 competing carts in the city. You must leave your old location, so 4 competitor locations, leave your old location and choose one of 4 alternative locations to move to. Okay, so let TT comp be Baikal text split of this by semicolon TT from add. That's not quite going to work because that's going to give me 4. Yeah, that's going to give me 4 blocks stacked together. Fine. Lambda CL to call TT from add of CL. Okay, now it says spill error, which is fine, but okay. So these are my travel times to the 4 competitor carts. Okay, then I want to do basically the same thing for TT alt. So let's grab all of this. But then instead of that one, we're going to do it on that one. And then give me TT alt. But now I want to basically, instead of just doing this, I want to TGR, sorry, what is the question? I was about to start doing TGR, but I don't know if that is the question. Determine which location will give the highest possible total cart revenue. Okay, so I have to get to the cart revenue now. And how am I going to do that? I think the answer is with, so there's that, then TGR from TT grid gives me that, and then what? It's going to be 1 over this divided by row 1 over this sum is the allocation of that. So then it's this. So that adds up to 47.8. Yes, that's allocating that. Good. So then this is going to be another lambda, I guess, which is cart. So yeah, let's just edit this lambda. So if I do let TGR be all that stuff, and whatever, just say 1 per second. No, go away. One more closing bracket, fine. Then I want TGR over this, okay. So I want TGR over TT over by row 1 over TT sum. And that now gives me this. So this is cart revenue, and then I guess I can Baikal sum that, because I'm always going to want totals. Sorry, yeah. So if error, all of that stuff, 0, and then Baikal, all of that, sum. Okay, and then I'm going to save lambda as, and that one is going to be TCR, total cart revenue, from TT grid. Okay. Whew. Okay, so now what I want is TCR from TT grid of H stack TT from the competitors with this one and that's going to give me something super wide, but I'm only interested in, actually, if I do my H stack the other way around, if if I put my cart first and then the competitors, then when I get to total cart revenue, so it'll give me total revenue for my cart and then each of their 4. So I just want of that. Okay, and then so the question is which location. So, so this is, sorry, wrong place. So this isn't TT alt now. This is call it my cart revenue, and then I want to XLOOKUP 10 to the 10 in my cart revenue, returning from my locations, which I could have just made its own variable, but never mind. Exact match for next smaller item. And that does indeed give Q10. Stop doing that. Okay. You can see the spin. It is getting more calc intense. But, all right. Level 7. Very hard. Karma is a bear. A huge and grisly-looking fellow in a trench coat, hat, and sunglasses approaches you. He seems very upset by Harry's continued unethical business practices and offers to acquire one of his carts for you. And he wants to be paid in raspberries? Weird, but sure. Okay. So now you have a cart-stealing bear. Your current cart is in the location determined in level 6. Now you must choose one cart to take from your competitor and add to your fleet. Determine which cart location will give you the highest possible combined TCR. Okay, so for this I want, well, first of all I need to fill this in. So this is based on the answers up here. Then I want hstack that with text split of this by semicolon. Yes. Then I want bycall of that, lambda call, to call of TT from add, of call. So that gives me my 5 travel locations. Good. Then I want to TCR from TT grid of all of that. That tells me this is what the 5 carts make. And I want to know which one to steal, which is the one. Okay, so, oops, sorry. The carts at these have 44895. Yeah, 89.5, 44. Yeah, okay, that's working. So then I want to take this out. Call that locks for locations. So we'll say let locks be that. And we get TT from grid of bycall locks. Blah, 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 blah. So then we'll call this TCRs. All that madness. And then, oops. And then I want to XLOOKUP 10 to the 10 in drop TCRs, drop the first column because I don't want to take my current cart, even if that's the most profitable, and I've already got that, in drop locks. First column. And then exact match for next smaller item. Oh wait, sweet. Well, I can tell you this is going a lot better than it did last time. If these answers are right, I suppose I should say, but I've been lambdifying a little more as I go along this time, so that's better. Okay, time for plan D. Well, that cart you picked, yeah, it got mauled by a hungry bear, totally destroyed, unsalvageable, classic. Before you can even panic, the grisly fellow is back, a little more disheveled this time and smelling vaguely of barbecue, but with a bold new plan to beat Harry. Ooh, bear eats delivery. He still wants raspberries as payment, lots more of them, to keep the food safe, he says, avoiding eye contact. Sorry. Your current card is in the location determined in level 6. Right, yeah, fine. From game 91. Go on. And your competitor has lost the card you chose in level 7. Ah, okay, fine. So I guess I want to say, I can do it with a unique, sorry, I'll have to text join it back together. So text join unique of hstack of text split. So I've got to write the functions in reverse, but this is what we're going to do. We're going to take this, we're going to text split it by that. We're going to stack it next to this, and that's going to repeat one of those 4. Then we're going to take unique, returning unique columns and values that occur exactly once. and then I realize I've forgotten to put in the initial arguments of text join. You gotta put those at the start. Okay, so does that work for this Q16, K14, K21? Yes. Okay, so we're happy. Now what? Your credit card is in the location determined level 6 your competitor. Yes, you may now choose to deliver to any sector. If you do, TT including parking time for that. Oh, sorry, got it. To deliver. Travel time including parking time for that sector is reduced to 1/3 of normal, but never less than 1. Oh my god. Okay. Consider as well that traveling from your cart to a sector is not the same as from the sector to your cart, since the starting point is excluded in the calculation. Aha, okay. Lastly, delivering to any sector will incur a flat cost of 25, so it's not always profitable to do so. Calculate the highest possible TCR by picking and choosing which sectors to deliver to. Round it to the nearest integer. Do not round into. Okay. Okay. Let's start with the basics. I want TT from add of Q10. Yeah. So it offers an example, sector 06. So from Q10 is there, and 06 is there. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 9, right? Without delivery, sorry, +1 for delivery. Yes, so that's 10. With delivery, it has a TT of 3. Okay, so with delivery, we're going the other way. So we're going from Q10, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wait, Q10 to 06. So taking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, plus 3 is 8, plus another 1 for parking is 9. And we take 1/3 of that, which is 3. Okay, got it. Madness, madness. Okay, so first thing I'm going to do is edit this lambda. I should have done this from the start, but never mind. We're going to just wrap in a toCall. And we're going to save lambda as, and that's going to be TT from add flat. Okay. But then I want to make a version that is going to go the other way. So how are we going to do that? So this is where we're subtracting the cost of the starting location, which I no longer want to subtract off. And this is where we're adding the cost of the ending location. Ooh, yeah. Is it just that? To start. Let's get rid of the toCall. Okay, so let's do add to ref of, where is it, 06 on this by reference to MP. And that is 9. Good, then I think that's what I want. So then we're going to say let dt for delivery time be that, all of that over 3. Then if dt is less than, sorry, let's, yeah, if dt equals blank, then keep blank. Otherwise, if dt is less than 1, then 1. Otherwise, dt. Okay, and then we'll wrap that in a toCall. And then we will save lambda as, and we'll make this one delivery time from address flat. Whoosh! Okay. So now what on earth are we trying to do? Okay, so we're picking and choosing. So let my TT be TT from add flat of this. My DT be DT from add flat of this. my effective travel time will be now. Now. Yeah, is it just going to be the smaller of these two? I think so. Map. ITT. No, hang on. Something about a delivery cost? Right, delivering not always profitable. With delivery, it has a TT of 3 and a CR of plus minus. Okay, fine. So you got to figure out the. Okay, so you got to figure out the revenues in both situations, I guess. Okay, fine. So my CR without delivery should be TCR from TT grid of, and sorry, then I need the competitor TTs. Comp TT should be bycall of text split of this on a semicolon by TT from address flat. Okay, so then my TT grid is going to be hstack my TT with comp TT. And let's just look at that. My CR. Except I don't want it summarized. Yeah, because I think I want to take a pairwise maximum. So, okay, let's go back to here. Yeah. Ooh, what's going on? Whoops. Edit lambda. So I want to get rid of the bycall sum that's wrapped around this. And I want to save lambda as, and I want to call that something like all card revenue from TT grid. Very catchy name. Okay, so then let's make this all card revenue from TT grid. That spills, that's fine. So this is, and then the first one of that is what I will make. So we'll say take from that first column. Okay, so that's that. Then I want to do almost the same thing, but I want my card revenue with delivery. So we're going to hstack my delivery time with competitor TT, all the rest is the same, I think. And then let's just for a second hstack my CR with and my CR without, and also to call of addresses of MP, because that will make it easier to check. So we talked about 06. And that's got 48.1 versus 115, which does sound kind of familiar actually. 48.1 versus 115.3. Where is it gone? There it is. Yeah, there it is. 115.3, yes, but then we also have to subtract off the 25. So with delivery, we're going to subtract off 25. Boom. Okay. So then it's going to be my CR final will be map my CR with delivery, my CR without delivery, max. And then I want sum of my CR final. And I guess I want to round it too. So cool. Whew. Okay, level 9, extremely hard. Thanks, Obama. Typical, just when things were picking back up, City Council contacted you and said your delivery scheme was illegal, something about arbitrary discrimination. Now you need to redefine your delivery locations, but based on Pythagorean distance, whatever the heck that means. You must now adjust your delivery to a specific straight line distance in sectors. You may only set integer distances. all residential sectors whose Pythagorean distance is equal to or lower than the chosen distance will receive delivery regardless of travel time or impassable terrain. Just a circle centered in the cart. Calculate the distance that maximizes your TCR. Oh, mama. Okay. So this is, yes, it's calculated independently by sector. So we can group things by distance, I guess. Let me think. I think I still want this and this and this. Except, oh, I do remember I had a wobble with this before, which is for like a delivery to here, which is an address you can get to, but is not a neighborhood you can deliver to. I was subtracting 25 and getting some minus 25s in the mix, which is not good. So let's just take this out for a second, come over here, and go back to, sorry, just my CR with delivery. Yeah, so all these ones that were blanks were becoming minus 25. So I don't want to say minus 25, I want to say minus 25 times to call W not equal to 0. So there has to be somebody there, and that zeroes all of those out. So now my biggest negative is minus 11, and that makes more sense. Okay, good. So let's just fix that before I copy this formula on and do more stuff with it. And that should not change any of these answers, I think. Let's see, sum is 146087, and so it remains good. Oops, sorry. Okay. So for this one, so I think I can say dist from, dist between, yes. Start RC_ref, so we'll say add to RC_ref of that. Destination RC_ref, so I'm going to say to call of row call num of MP. And my distance is going to be Pythagorean, so we'll say sum square. And then, what is, oh yeah, there's merged cells, that's why it keeps spilling. Okay, so that's that, and then I want to take the square root of that. Okay, so this is Pythagorean distance, and I'm only interested in getting that in multiples of, in like rounded up to the nearest whole number. So in other words, 15.6 will be delivered to whenever you're delivering at least to 16. So we'll say round up that to 0 decimal places. Okay. And then that ranges from 0 to 19. But in general, you got 20 and 20. So the maximum distance would be 19 times square root of 2, which is 27. Okay, so the biggest distance you'll have to deal with is 27. Hang on, wait. What's that? Yes, okay, less than 27, fine. Okay, so, all right, well, first thing we got to fix this from game 91. And from game 100, wait, sorry, wrong one. Current card location from game 91 is the answer to game 91, not the input. And just check that there. Yes, good. And then from game 111. What? No. Q16, K14. I think that should say from game 131. Let's just see. Yeah, okay. I think that's should be this one. Wait, sorry. Yes, that is right. Got it. That is from the logic of 109. In other words, take this and remove this. Fine. But I'm going to use this. Okay. So now, I think each sector calculates independently, so so that is no longer the thing. PyDist is going to be that. So then, I think what I want to do is group by my row fields are going to be PyDist. My values are going to be hstack, my CR without, and my CR with. My function is going to be sum and 0, 0. And I'm going to need to, that'll spill, so let's put it over here. So then, yes, so this is places that are within 0, places within 1, 2, 3, 4, etc. And so this is without delivery, and this is with delivery. So basically your options are, you go a certain amount down here, and then go the rest from here. So yeah, so let's say if you delivered everywhere, sorry, if you didn't deliver anywhere, it would be that. And then if you start delivering, it's going to be minus that plus that. These numbers, no, they're supposed to be in the 6,000s. That's not good. It's definitely not good at all. Let's just look, did I match all the... Yeah, I did match the weirdness there. Oh, bother. Okay. And then 800, 300, okay. So you sum all of those, then you subtract one of those, you add one of those, yes. And the, oh, wait, sorry. Max is 6374. Yeah, at number 10. Cool. Okay, so it is working, sorry. I was just looking in the wrong place. So the way we do this is we're going to say GB be that, and we're going to scan sum of index GB row number 0, column number 2, and then by 3 minus 2 sum. And then hopefully that'll match these results. Oops, all right, 2Q, what? Oh, sorry, close that. There. Yes! Except that, I guess I technically could want, no. Okay, so then we want to XLOOKUP 10 to the 10 in all of that madness, returning from take GB first column. Oh, and exact match for next smaller item. Okay. All right. Honestly, I'm pretty happy with this. It's been almost an hour, but this is that kind of a case. All right, let's look at bonuses. Okay, in the map, what is the highest traversable distance in sectors that any sector is from the highway? So, I think my regular maze lambda can do this. So, for a second, let's just say I start from P3. My directions are our offset codes, but just the first 4 of them. So not the diagonals. And my map actual is MP, and my map valid is MP not equal to X. Right? Yes. And that shows me how many squares everything is from P3, but then I think if instead I start with to call ifs. So distance from the highway. So ifs MP equals 1, then addresses of MP. Otherwise nothing. And then ignore errors. That, yes. So the highway is 0 everywhere, and that's giving me the distance from there. Cool. So then I just want the max of that. And that is that. And take that out of there, put it into here. Okay. In level 2, excluding the examples, how many times does cart 1 have the highest TCR? There are no ties. Level 2. Okay. Didn't even work out TCR on this level. Okay, well, I guess now I have to. Wait, didn't I? Wait, sorry, yeah, I did. Some takes it. Okay, so just come over here. I'm interested in cart revenues. These ones are going across where my other ones went down. So we're going to say by row CR sum. That is the 2. And then the question is, how many times did the first cart? Okay, so TCRs can be that. And we want at TCRs equals max TCRs. And then I guess we can, yeah, let's be fancy and do it with a map. Map this and this. Lambda WTT. Oh, can't call them WTT. We'll call them underscore W and underscore TT. And then text split underscore W and underscore TT. And the rest all stays the same. And then I want sum of minus minus of all of that. Okay. God, am I going to get this done under an hour? No, that's a stupid question to ask because I'm pretty sure some of these later bonuses are bonkers. In level 4, excluding the examples, how many of the cart locations are adjacent, vertically or horizontally, to water? Okay. That's kind of easy for me. Okay, so I want dist from MP, target is X, function is, did it say horizontally or vertically? I think it did. Where we go? Vertically or horizontally, so I want sum. This is the distance of every square from water. Let's just do a quick visual check by taking this. So, yep, that's good. So then I want add to ref of these addresses on those targets. No, sorry. Yes, on that target based on MP. And then there shouldn't be any zeros. Yes, so I just want sum minus minus all of that equals 1. Okay, in level 6, excluding the example, after you set your new cart, what are the highest combined TCR your competitor can achieve with all his 4 carts round to the nearest integer? Level 6. Okay, so let locks be hstack this with text split of this by semicolon. Let TTs be bycall locks TT from blah, 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 flat. Then I want TCR from TT grid, yes, on TTs. And that's it. And then we just want, so what was the actual question? After you set your new cart, what's the highest combined TCR your competitor can achieve with all his 4 cards? Okay, so then I want to sum of drop the first column of this. And I guess let's be fancy again and do map of this. No, sorry, this one first and this. Lambda me them. Locks be hstack me with text split of them. that's taking a little while. Okay, and then I want max of all of that madness. And then I want to round. Oops. Okay. 2 more bonuses. I will not finish in under an hour. I'm already practically at an hour. In level 7, excluding the example, if you had known the selected cart would be eliminated instead of acquired, but still wanted to maximize your TCR, how many times would you have chosen the same cart anyway? Okay, so level 7 is the one where you steal a cart, right? Yes. So now instead we're going to eliminate a cart. And the question is, how often is it the same best choice? Okay. Okay. So these are the locations, that's the TCRs. So now what I want is my total cart revenue, but I want it from the different scenarios. So, wow, is this, yeah, okay. So, yeah, so I think I need to make it, my TCR is going to be by call. I'm going to take a sequence of 4 starting at 2. Lambda, I'm going to call that variable toDrop. And then we're going to filter locks where sequence, comma 5 is not equal to toDrop. toDrop. So many brackets. God. Okay. Let's close the filter, close the bycall. Wait, don't want to close the bycall. What is going on here? Oh, I lost the run of myself. Okay. I'm going to bycall this lambda. Yeah, that needs to be closed out. Okay. Lambda of toDrop. All of that stuff. Good. And close the lambda. Close the bycall. And let's just look for a second at my TCR. No, that's too big. That's 60. Oh, yeah, sorry, because I don't want all of them. So where is it? Sorry. TCR from grid. I'm only interested in the first one of those. So that gives me 4 TCRs, which is my TCR with each one of those dropped. That's good. Then I want to XLOOKUP 10 to the 10 in my TCR, returning from text split. No. Split of this by a semicolon, exact match for next smaller item. And the question was, how often is that the same thing? I think. How many times would you have chosen the same cart anyway? So, we're on map. It's getting crazy. Current cart location, competitor locations, lambda, me, them, stack me, text split of them, text split of them again, close, close. That takes a minute, but it gets there. And then I want to know how often is that equal to this, sum minus minus all of that. And then I don't want to let that calculate because I'm going to take it and put it up here. Because I'm being a stickler about single cell for whatever reason. Okay, in example 9, how much money do you lose from all the sectors where delivering is not optimal but you have to because of the range rule? Round to the nearest integer. How many do you lose from all the sectors where delivering is not optimal but you have to because of the range rule? Okay. only for example 9. All right. So we are interested in so this is my revenue without delivery, my revenue with delivery. That all makes sense. So then I've got my PyDist. So I just want to say I want the larger revenue minus the delivery revenue for all the delivery areas. So we're going to map my CR with delivery, comma, my CR without delivery max minus my CR with delivery. No, hang on. I remember struggling with this interpretation before. It's not just how much money do you lose. Oh no, sorry, it is. So maybe this wording has changed since the version I first looked at. Because I remember wondering, is it where delivery is not profitable? But no, it's where it's not optimal. So it is. I was heading in the right direction. Now I need to write it again because I'm stupid. Okay. All right. So don't need to do the group by. We want to say so lost. So what I lose out because of the rule is the larger of the two, which is map my CR with and my CR without max minus my CR with delivery. So that's what I lose by delivering. And I'm interested in that filter lost where PyDist is less than or equal to 10 because that's where I deliver. And then I want to sum that and I guess round it to the nearest integer. But we'll go look at that in a second. So put this up here. Round to the nearest integer, yes. Okay. It's a little spooky not having the feedback as we go along. I think this has gone well-ish, but I will be surprised if I haven't missed anything. But okay, stop time. That is 1 hour and 6 minutes. Like I said, I'm not exactly unhappy with that because this is a very hard case. Okay, so bonuses. Ah, I got them all. Wait, really? Is that checking? Yes, awesome. Level 1, good. Level 2, good. Level 3, good. Level 4, good. Level 5, good. Level 6, good. Level 7, good. Level 8, good. Ah, I got it all. Amazing. So what is that? 2,000 points. Sweet. All right, now finally leaves us only the epilogue. Epilogue. The delivery plan is a rousing success and business is booming once again. Even better, Harry has shut down all his carts and was last spotted sprinting toward the airport. Another little Bear Island Easter egg there, shouting something about there being no bears in Chile, though he kept taking bizarre detours for some reason. What a weirdo, but good riddance. Now then, where should we set up that second card? I love it. Excellent case. It says XL Esports Chile here, but I think that JJ, as mad as he is, knows that if he set this as a Chile case, or indeed as any competitive case, that everyone would try to kill him. But it's a beautiful case, and I feel like, you know, as this alludes to, there's actually you could ask much harder questions on this setup. But that is enough for today. That's all I got for what. That's all I got for today. Thanks for watching. See you next time.